Well, great. We don't even get a full day to recover after that fiasco. I'm thinking we should start pretending that we don't get their invitations like we used to with that Crooked Merchants Guild.
A sudden announcement.
Then what of the king?
Fine. But this urgent announcement better tell me something I haven't already
I
heard.
wonder why we were called to the throne room.
Well, you never know. They could want us at the palace for congratulations. According to Maren's story, you did stop the gunman.
Well, that'd be nice, but I doubt the castle is any time for an award ceremony given the situation. They'd only move this fast for a new problem. And I have enough of a headache trying to figure out a plan that doesn't see Edward hang alongside that idiot of a duke. I haven't even had time to press anyone useful for info yet.
You don't suppose this has something to do with your less scrupulous dealings? I'm not sure what they would have caught on to. Been so busy lately, the only thing we've set up is a supply route for one of our clinics. And I guess we did set the sweepers to clear out that slave operation a few weeks back.
Keep your voices down. They know I keep my part of the city orderly, and they don't know anything other than that. And if they did, they would have sent armed escorts, or assassins, not a summons either way. My guess is whatever this is, Maren had a hand in arranging it, which means it's likely to be a major annoyance dressed up as pomp and circumstance. Right, here we go. Deep breaths, my lord. Thank you, Alfred. And just as we expected, our favorite marquis is standing at the prince's right hand.
Good, you're here.
Your Highness, it's an honor to be summoned here today.
Been waiting for you, Baron Voss. In light of the attack on my father, and with His Majesty still unable to resume his duties, I've decided to appoint a special investigator to uncover the plot behind the attempted assassination.
A special investigator? What is this?
Our initial suspect was Duke Thorne, but after some interrogation, my men found him wanting in terms of being a mastermind.
A merchant lord for a royal assassination.
Sure, the Royal Guard can manage its own inquiry.
Oh, don't worry, the Royal Guard will assist. I was informed that the assassin was brainwashed, part of some underground slave operation. Something called the Hollowed Children Program. From what I've been briefed on, they've been training assassins, and whether or not it was always their plan to approach my father, I thought you'd be the right man for this. Considering your, more lowly origins and the merchant background.
Powers got to the young prince's head.
My fellow advisors, His Majesty speaks wisely. This crime smells of false cargo and men who vanish between respectable addresses. A soldier may see a battlefield, but a merchant can follow the movements. Thank you, Maren. Now then, Baron Voss, step forward. I name you the special investigator of the king's assassination plot. A portion of the Royal Guard has their orders and are waiting at your command. Marquis Maren can present you with the information that we've already gathered. We hope that you can bring this matter to a just conclusion.
Ah, well, concerning that matter, Your Majesty, I have conducted investigations of my own, and found information that you might find useful.
Wonderful, then! Seems the prince made a wise decision in your appointment. We were able to discover a suspect holding site tied to the assassinations organization, and I'd advise that you move quickly. A man of trade will understand. Once the shipments begin moving, one must choose quickly what can be recovered.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, but best not to act too rashly. The Crown fears the possibility that they may understand that they're being hunted, and in an emergency, I'd imagine they might switch from attempting to move the cargo to attempting to dispose of it. Here you are. Follow what remains, Baron Voss. Save what evidence you can. If you need motivation to mind what you say, I'll be keeping an eye on Edward while you're out. Good luck, Marcus, my boy. Well, do you accept?
With gratitude, Your Highness.
Well, I appreciate the enthusiasm. I have an attendant show you where your new office is once this meeting is adjourned.
I'll meet them upon my return, and prefer to begin immediately.
Suit yourself.
My lord, walk calmly. But you're walking like murder. Fine, then walk louder so no one hears it. Caleb, you take this half.
Fragments of purchase letters, warehouse used for training and reprogramming, partial trade routes. Oh, this is all scattered and incomplete.
Yep, looks like Maren wrote it up just for us.
Don't believe that prince has ever seen a ledger in his life if he'd believe that any merchant worth his salt would keep his notes this scattered. This is hardly anything to work off of.
It's like we've been given a puzzle with no way to figure out how many pieces we're missing.
And what of Edward, sir? I believe I heard his name mentioned in that scoundrel's taunts.
We'll have to assume Maren's going to use him as a bargaining chip until this is all over. So let's move quickly. Right.
Lead the way, sir.
Here, cross-reference this against our guild's information. See if you can track down the cell records and the merchants responsible. Should be able to create a trail of all the previously sold children.
And you'll be moving then?
We don't have time to sit around. Plus, I keep seeing that warehouse by the dock come up in these documents. I think it's our best first bet. And while I lead the Royal Guard over there, I want you to put a request to the guild. 50 silver a day for helping piece together these documents. And a 10 gold bounty for information that leads to anyone directly associated with the Hollow Children trade. That should give you a steady stream of information and suspects to interrogate.
Well, it'll also give us a steady stream of coin leaving our accounts, but I suppose this is a time of emergency, and I'll make sure to confiscate any ill-gotten gains related to the matter.
No one said we couldn't make a little profit along the way. And plus, we'll probably need the funds. Should have a few more mouths to feed if we're lucky. On that note, Alfred, take the Baroness back to the estate. We'll need temporary accommodations for a lot of kids.
I can make contact with the nearby orphanages, sir, but I believe the Baroness was...
No. This is not an invitation to negotiate.
My lord, her expression suggests negotiation is already concluded.
Alfred, never figured you for a turncoat.
Not at all, sir. It is merely that your married life has widened my loyalties.
Tactful as always. Fine. I agree that you have at times a keen eye for things that I overlook. Just make sure you stay out of trouble. And Alfred, you're coming with us now. Don't let her out of your sight.
Yes, sir. I'll be bringing my sword this time.
Good.
Well, Baroness, if you'll be going out, you might as well be well equipped. Take this. That's a whisper stone. You press that piece of brass and speak near it. Anyone holding a paired stone hears you. Not legal for private use, by the way, so keep it hidden in decent company.
Actually, this is the most legitimate use for these things we've ever had. You're probably fine.
Oh, right. Guess I'm not used to that part.
Don't worry, I'm still getting used to it too. Strange to me how close sanctioned government work is to organized crime. Anyway, Caleb and I have the matching pairs, though hopefully you shouldn't have much need to use it. Now, let's meet up with the knights. Caleb, you head off.
Right.
We don't have much information on our enemies, so be prepared for anything. Worst case scenario, we might have a fight on our hands.
There!
Damn it. Smoke on the horizon. Pick up the pace!
Hold on tight, my lady. By the saints! What kind of monster burns down a warehouse with children in it?
No time to pray at it. Get moving. They might still be alive. Alright, everyone dismount. We're headed in.
Sir, the structure is unstable. It could collapse at any moment.
Then we'll get the children out before it does. Watch your clothes and move through the side door. Any man who stands outside counting the flames will answer to me.
Yes, sir!
You two stay put here. I'll bring them all out alive.
My lady, he did request that you stay.
I can be flexible with instructions at times, but burning buildings do strain the limits of my flexibility.
Fine. Doesn't look like the flames have reached that corner yet, so I'll allow it. You looking for anything in particular? Well, unfortunately, I would assume that the offices are exactly where they would have started the fire, so it's unlikely that... A filing cabinet? And that window there. Well, I suppose I really shouldn't underestimate your luck, You wait right here, good Baroness. I'll find the nearest entrance and have the contents of... my lady, no, no! Fine, at least let me cover the glass. If we're being foolish, we may as well be careful. Quickly, my lady! Baroness? Oh, one more file, out, now!
Going to give this old man a heart attack.
Good, good. I'll wipe that soot off you. Right, let's return and receive our admonishments.
Move the children away from the building and round them up. They'll know if any of them are missing, just ask them. And if any are, we're heading back in. Alfred, what happened to your jacket? And why are you covered in soot? What do you mean you climbed into an office window? And don't look proud of yourself. You could have gotten yourself and Alfred killed. It was reckless, disobedient, and... Give me that. This is useful. Fine, I love you too. Don't do that again.
Another piece of the puzzle, sir?
Yes, but don't try to change the subject. You two are still in trouble.
My lord,
What's the news, Caleb?
we've got the whole guild awake. We were able to find out about 3 different disappearances from what Maren gave us. The locations that the children worked for are being sold in a couple of waypoints. We've got men tracing them down, but one of them leaves the country.
What about names?
Too many, to be honest. A Noble Warehouse under Lord Hest's factor, a Riverglass Inn, Bellwether Salt, and that's just what we found in the first pass. How's your end?
First set of children is safe, and I've got details on a second location. But Maren is clearly buying ours. You've got more men than me right now. Find out what he's buying them for.
Alright, do my best.
Over and out. He's keeping us busy for some reason. I just can't tell what he's gaining by running us around. For the time being, take the children to my estate. Alfred, you head back with the men and contact Miss Miriam about accommodations.
Right away, sir.
We are heading back to the castle. Still need to decode what's in here and find out where it leads. And you need a bath to clear off all that soot. Get on. This time you're riding with me. I always hate riding through the noble commerce district. These spoiled nobles never know how to get out of the... Whoa! Darius Maren. Well, you're likely as good a source of information as anyone else. Start talking, or I can't guarantee that you'll be able to... No need to threaten me in the street. It'll waste time both of us lack. Huh. Brave of you to step into the light with your father's house collapsing around you. Our father's house, if the old man's not lying. Well, he usually is, and often the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so why are you here? Are you desperate, or are you baiting me into something? You want some idea of what his game is, right? What his plans are leading up to? He's decided to rule the kingdom directly. He's the prince's mentor, practically already runs this kingdom. Unless the king recovers, that is. And we can get to that unless later. For now, the king out of commission, and a novice in his seat, Father's going to use the chaos to add checks and balances to the crown's power. No amount of checks and balances are going to turn that old man into king. He's a marquis. Well, he's not exactly gunning for king. Keeps talking about his plan for government reform, centered around a new prime minister role. The council pretends it saves the nation from the royal weakness, the prince keeps the crown, and father no longer has any use for the puppet that he's trained to be unfit. That sounds too well thought out to be a lie. Wait, are you actually trying to help me? Well, I walked out into the middle of the bloody street now, didn't I? Wouldn't do that if I didn't have a good reason. Alright, then what's your reason? What do you get out of betraying your father? And on top of that, how does he expect to change the entire government overnight? One question at a time. Firstly, with the kingdom in a state of emergency, Father plans to have the council discuss the formation of a new office and the potential candidates. Day after tomorrow. He'll volunteer himself and no one will oppose him. On paper, the role looks like a more official chief advisor position, but the fine print will turn the man into a dictator. Once he has it, and he will, your evidence will become rebellion, and my death becomes the convenient answer to every ugly question or piece of evidence that you would have tried to throw at him. Oh, so you expect him to pin all of his dealings on you then? I have done enough to be hanged either way. Might as well pile the trafficking and the assassination attempts on top of it. Gives him a cleaner corpse beneath the story. And what about Thorn? He's just a customer. He bought one assassin, now he's come knocking for more. He's filth, not a business partner. Well, you don't have to believe me, but I don't think either of us has time to waste at the moment. With most of the noble faction in his pocket and enough dirt on half of the king's faction, it won't take long for Father to achieve what he wants. Yes, I'm aware of the influence that he's amassed over the nobles. But again, that begs the question, where does that leave us? I'm leading the royal guard, putting out fires and saving orphans, and the rest of my men are interrogating half the slums. I appreciate the optimism, Baroness, but Maren owns half of them and rents the other half. Dirt, debts, bribes, sons in trouble, daughters in scandals, forged accounts. I've been keeping records as well, but trust me, they are not problems that we can resolve in one night. Yes, I know information is currency, but I don't think that we could offer them a way out. Well, I was hoping you might be able to come up with an idea. There is a salon tomorrow night. Many of his controlled votes gather there before the council meeting, mainly to complain about the man in question when he's not in attendance. Right. Caleb.
Here, sir.
Maren's making a move in 2 days. I'll give you more detail later, but have the guild compile the current dirt we've got on anyone from the noble faction. And add in anything from the royal faction we have as well. Anyone with ties to Maren is worth it. Send copies to Alfred and the Baroness by midday tomorrow. Debts, payments, threats, favors, anything that proves ownership. Oh, and have someone draft up some fallout measures for them if you've got someone standing around too long.
Right, and do you want those handwritten in gold, sir?
Caleb.
I mean, we're a bit short-staffed over here, and I think it might be a bit late for blackmail.
No, it's not exactly blackmail per se. It's leverage with less than kind manners. Apparently we're trying my wife's new method first. If you talk to him, he won't talk back to you.
So what exactly is it that you need me to do?
You've got useful men if they can dig up all that in an afternoon.
All of that, huh?
He's the best of the best. And he's got a lot of connections. We'll probably
You're a
be
slave
fine.
driver, you know that, Baroness? Fine. Come up with a nice way to think of me later.
Tomorrow night, then. I'll take the good Baroness to the salon myself. Fine. But if this is a trap, lesson. Father is a narcissist and a sociopath, which means he's underestimating us and wouldn't expect people to act in a way that he would consider irrational. That's why we have a chance. And when this is over, I'd hope that I might have this special investigator put in a good word about my contributions to stopping his scheme. We'll see about that. Alright. Cannot chase children, Edward, Maren, the king, and frighten aristocrats all at once. If you believe this can work, I'll leave it to you. You'll take Alfred and the files. Caleb will have them delivered before you leave. And I'll be hunting down the next location. Hopefully before they set it on fire this time. Don't smile like that. I hate dividing authority. Ask Alfred to bring over whatever dress you need from my estate. I'll be trusting you here. Fine, let's go. Good luck to both of you. And see you tomorrow, Baroness. Here you are, my lady. A dossier compiling practically every noble secret in the country, straight from the Voss Manor. One of Caleb's messenger boys delivered it just now and promptly fell asleep in the lounge in the entrance room. They really ought to give us more rooms in this Royal Investigation Office. Yes, I believe they've all been run quite ragged. Also, Darius has arrived. Says you'll be some of the last guests at the salon if you leave soon. Are you sure about this, my lady? Very well, I'll see him in. Well, Baroness, I do think you'll do a good job at standing out from the crowd looking like that. Let's just hope you don't stand out too much. Do not encourage her, Lord Darius. She is already distressingly confident. Right. Well, before we go, found some concerning information regarding the king. I was under the impression that my father was waiting for him to succumb to his wound. However, I've found records of payments to royal physicians that would suggest that he is not simply waiting. Yes, our men had surmised as much, but we have been unable to enter the king's chambers to confirm. You suspect that poison might be involved? Likely. Probably something that's slow-acting so he can avoid a coronation before his new legislation comes into effect. Obviously, the plan to thwart my father becomes a lot easier with a capable king back in the seat of power. So, I'd like you to send someone with medical knowledge and this to gain access to the royal chambers. A letter of admission with the Maren family seal. Would that we had anyone to send, but all of our personnel are currently indisposed. And not many other than myself and a few clinicians have medical knowledge to begin with. Well, I'd send men of my own, but that's a surefire way to paint a target on our backs. Father would know in minutes. My lady, no. We've done enough disregarding of the Baron's orders for a few days. He did leave me with you. Yes, I understand the urgency, but your safety is my top priority. I cannot very well turn you over to the heir of the Maren household unattended. Well, for what it's worth, I'm a bit too desperate right now to be offended by that. It's not quite as comforting as you hoped it may have been. Fine, I'll look into the matter of treating the king. But keep in mind it may very well be too late. And I will also prepare a speech explaining to the Baron that this was done entirely on your orders, my lady. Yes, just stay safe. All right, I'll be off. Well, he's quite chipper about that. Come along. All we need to do is hand over all those documents you've got one by one, and
Baroness Voss. And Darius. How industrious the disappointing coroners of both families have become.
Father?
Oh, don't look so grim, my boy. It's not your time yet. If it was, I would have brought guards. And Baroness, might I say, you're dressed quite boldly for a woman whose husband is currently running through fire on the Crown's behalf.
Well, we were just about to.
Not now, Darius. I'm speaking to my daughter-in-law. You know, dear, you have a talent for appearing near inconvenient things. First with Marcus, then the party, and now with my other son. If I was a more suspicious man, I might think that the good Baron's begun lending out his courage. Of course, lass, you're right. What need have you for courage when taking a stroll with your brother-in-law? Shouldn't have anything to fear now, should you? And what have you there?
Those are the salon invitations.
Well, that's a pretty lot of them, isn't it?
The Baroness has started to become rather popular among the younger nobles.
Has she now? Huh. You're not trying anything clever, are you, Darius? Because you'd have chosen a very late hour to begin with that.
Whatever would you mean, Father? Do I look like I've done something to be threatened over?
No. I don't think threats will be necessary, but still, one should be careful with too many invitations. The wrong guests can ruin an evening. Then again, I won't begrudge the two of you a night of merriment. Not at this point. So I'll take my leave. But before that, Baroness, kindly tell Marcus that his brother, so to speak, has been moved from the dungeon. And I've given him a guest room. Locked for now, of course. But now he's got a proper bed, food, and a physician. Cooperation should be encouraged when it bears fruit, should it not? As long as he continues to act in the play that I have arranged. And there is a noble council tomorrow morning, if you haven't learned. Don't be late. There shall be a necessary discussion for the realm's future, and I hope to see the Voss household properly represented. It would be a shame for anyone to be absent at the decisive moment. Enjoy your evening, you two.
Thank you, Father. You see what I told you? The bastard's a narcissist. Thinks too little of us to expect that we could change anything at this point. Allow us to make that his final error. Alright, carriage is waiting outside. Let's make haste. Now, before we enter, there is not a soul in this room that my father does not own, frighten, or intend to discard. All fools like me. Let's just follow the plan we discussed in the carriage. I will approach Madame Salem and...
Sister, thank the saints. I thought you wouldn't come. Thought perhaps Voss had decided to cut me loose. Which would be fair. Extremely fair, of course. But, I would prefer if fairness waited until after I survived the morning.
Lower your voice, you idiot.
He's closing one of his money-moving operations. Everyone attached to it is a loose end, and I'm attached. I was barely attached, but your father is not sentimental about measurements.
Philip, calm down.
Right, calm. Yes, I can do calm. Where are you going? Sister? Handing out papers? Allow me to help. Oh dear.
What did she... Who else knows?
I wonder who she is.
Where did you get this?
I'm sure all will be explained in a moment, Sir Fallius.
My dear, this is private.
Apologies, Lady Carrow.
That's the Baron's wife.
Don't you think we should maybe say something to them when we hand them... Okay.
Right, everyone, gather round. This will be important. And listen carefully. I dislike being honest and I'd rather not have to repeat myself. I helped my father run an operation called the Hollow Children Program. When the Lord Maren becomes Prime Minister, he will need a villain beneath that story, and I am useful, available, and disappointing enough to be sacrificed without grief.
You admit this in public?
This will all be public soon enough, so I'm not losing much. My father plans to blame the whole thing on me. Now, if he's willing to kill his own son, just what do you think he might do to you? And while I speak, feel free to look more into the gifts that Baroness Voss is handing out to each of you. Courtesy of Baron Marcus Voss and his associates. Half this room knows a prettier version of everyone else's dirt, and the question is not whether it comes out. It will. The question is whether you bleed one by one under my father's knife, or stand together and call the wound coercion.
And you don't have to be heroes. I certainly am not applying to be one, but you do have to understand that if Maren wins tomorrow, your secrets do not disappear. They become taxes that he will collect forever. And if the time comes that you don't prove useful to him, there's no guarantees that he won't use it against you either way. And that's why I'm personally taking a stance with the rest of my family against him. I believe you will all find that Baron Voss is a much more amiable man to work with. Why, in fact, the other day I made a personal slight against him, and he and his wife are more than willing to forgive me for that, right, sister? 5 years? 3 years. 4.5. Okay, don't go up. 5 years. Can I have weekends off? Okay. And I have recently entered their employ, gladly. So we are to throw in our lot with merchants then? Well, my dear brother is not simply a merchant, he has quite a few other skills.
You read me, my Baroness.
Sister, is that black market tech?
Don't say that with admiration. Makes us look worse.
Baroness, how's it going at the salon? Has Alfred murdered anyone important yet? What? I'm stressed. Give me a chance to joke a little. What do you mean Alfred's not with you?
You ordered him away again? How much of your insubordination will I have to suffer before...
Ah. Well, if we had an audience, you may have wanted to start with that. Understood. Lords and ladies of our kingdom, it is time that you understand that whatever it is you hold in your hands will be made public. Either Maren will release it when you cease to be useful, or I will release what I must if you allow Maren's schemes to continue. My wife, being both more merciful and more sociably tolerable, is offering you the only version in which you could choose the timing.
And if we refuse?
Then tomorrow you vote yourselves into permanent ownership. Choose wisely. I'm busy saving children that your silence helped endanger, so forgive me if I do not dress the warning in lace. I'll be out all night. Rest for both of us if you can, my Baroness. And if Darius betrays you, stab him somewhere instructive.
I did hear that.
You were intended to. Over and out.
Well, that was helpful, but terrifying. But look at what lengths he would go to keep his people safe.
It's fine, Philip. I think we've done what we need to. I'll see you at the council meeting, Baroness.
Oh, you're going already? Oh, I'll come with you. No? Oh, okay. You need me to pass these out to the nobles that weren't in attendance? Understood. You will be putting in a good word with your husband for me, yes? Oh yes, don't worry, I can get this done. And I can write an apology letter, a long one, and Yes, a 5-page essay. Women's rights, I can do that. Marvelous. I'll see you tomorrow, sister.